Welcome to TJ Works Wood, everybody. My name is TJ, and today we are going to be building the wheels for the third video in my homemade bandsaw series. So let's go, check it out. Tell me what you think.
So the wheels will be made out of 2 ply of 3/4 inch MDF. So there'll be 4 total circles of MDF. And I just use my compass here, having a 8-inch radius set, so 16-inch wheel, and just make the circles. The jigsaw is really handy here. I always take my time with this. You don't have to be too precise because I am going to use a circle routing jig here in just a little bit, but I try to keep it as close to the line as possible to waste the least amount of material as possible. Here I'm just putting an anchor point and hole for my circle cutting jig. I'm going to use this to completely round off the circles. So, like I said, using the jigsaw, I didn't have to get that close, but I wanted to get as close as possible to make this as easy as possible. And this is also as messy as possible.
All right, PSA time. Whenever you're working with MDF and cutting it at all, make sure you wear breathing protection, because that stuff is nasty and it doesn't splinter, it doesn't do anything, it just creates dust. So cover up.
Now we'll just slap some glue in here, make sure it's nice and spread around completely. We want to make sure all surfaces are touching and glued together. Now, each wheel is 2 pieces, and I only use the circle cutting jig on 1 piece of each wheel. You'll see why here in a second, but it's way easier to match them up if one is slightly oversized.
All right. All right, so let these sit overnight and then trim them up. All right. Oh God. Okay.
All right, the pieces are stuck together, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm just using a flush trim bit right on the edge of the oversized piece, lining it up perfectly with the perfect circle that we made earlier. So this is just way easier than trying to make 4 perfect circles and getting them to line up perfectly. I would recommend doing it if you're in the business of making 2-ply circles. Now here, we just need to find the center point. Easy, there's a hole there, and cross off that at 90 degrees so we have kind of a giant plus sign on both pieces. And then we're gonna get our diameter of about 10 centimeters. The only thing I have that measures centimeters is that tiny plastic compass, but this compass is set to 10 centimeters, roughly 4 inches. And we'll mark that diameter out, or excuse me, that radius out. And then we're just going to put in these basically lightning holes, and each wheel gets 4 of them. The center hole in the wheels will be oversized, so the 1-inch shaft that goes in there doesn't have to be super perfectly lined up initially. Give us a little bit of wiggle room. Now here we're building the flanges, and we have to find the center so we can put the hole to hold the bearings for this.
All right. This is had to do quite a lot of test cuts to get the good fit, but I finally got the fit. So I'm gonna cut our flanges.
2 points here. This thing is terrifying, and point number 2, just drill halfway through, turn it over, drill the other half of the way through so you don't get any tear out.
All right, got the bearings, flanges, and here's how we're gonna do this. Show you how I'm gonna do one. I'll do the others off camera because this isn't gonna be fun to watch. I don't know if any of this is fun to watch. So that's what we're gonna do there. Get that guy on there. Do that. Just gonna give it a couple little taps. Got it in there pretty well. Probably don't want to hit it like that. So here's how we're gonna do the rest of it. All right. So I'm gonna do the other 3 and we'll be good to go.
Here we're going to get everything lined up, give it a tap with the hammer, create some little guide holes, and pre-drill those holes out so we don't split anything. We'll do that on one side of each wheel.
Okay, so I'm trying to true up the wheel best I can. This one's pretty dead on right here.
Now that it's straight, we'll add the other flange, putting clamps on to hold it so we can screw the thing on. Now we'll go ahead and make a temporary pulley to put on the back of the bottom wheel, and we'll double check to make sure that this V groove belt fits. There we go. Now we'll cut out a hole the size of the flange on the wheel, and then we'll put it on the wheel and start to true it up. Now this is just getting it circular right now, and now I'm going to start to add a crown on it, about a 5-degree crown. Now I'll make the actual pulley. It's a little smaller than the temporary pulley, but I'll get this made. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know if doing it this way is the best, but here we go.
All right, so we need to balance these. You'll see, you can see the heavy side is right here because it pulls itself around. So heavy point is right about there. So it's not a lot of weight, but it's enough. So down here, the bottom, well, now it's rubbing on something, of course. Here. Okay. A little bit more out here. Okay, that seems good. So let's throw this belt back on here and see what kind of vibration we have. There's not much vibration there, so that's cool.
All right, final step is to cut a 14-inch inner tube, wipe out the white powder that's on the inside of the tube, and then stretch it over the wheel itself for some protection against the blade.
All right, so I got the blade on. It's tracking using the tracking knob in the back. Blade's nice and tight. It's moving now, so I don't want to grab it, but it's pretty tight there, as you can maybe see or hear. Doesn't seem quite balanced perfectly when the blades come to, or when the wheels come to a rest. They will kind of do a little bit of this action, but I don't know if that's going to be a big deal. So we'll figure that out when we get the motor on. So let's get cracking on that. And oh my god, almost functioning bandsaw. How rad is that?
All right, there you have it. The wheels to the bandsaw are complete. So in the next video, I will be putting on the motor and building the supports for the table and the safety mechanisms, the guides, all that stuff. So like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Otherwise, again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.